Thank you for this invitation to this conference. We are very happy to show you a little bit of what does it feel like to depend on assistive technology. And one person who can answer this question is René Jaun. He will, after some slides of mine, he will show or give you an answer about this question. I'm Markus Riesch. I'm the director of Access for All, Swiss foundation, non-profit organization. Our main goal is to promote the use of technology also for people with disabilities. We're working on that field over 10 years now, and our work is based in three main fields. We have some services. We make some audits, expert reviews for governmental, but also more and more for private organizations, how to come to accessible applications, web applications, software, but also PDF is one of our main focus. There we have some software tools like the PDF accessibility checker. We make some training how to create accessible PDF, and there's some kind of development. We also have some R&D projects together with universities. One interesting project is, for instance, kind of a new blind cane, the sighted blind cane. It's a blind cane where you have a real-time time-of-flight camera with 176 points in which you measure always the distance in real time, and we have a haptic interface there. You can show with haptic patterns a kind of a profile through haptic vibrations. And third part is awareness, raising standards, commissions, and so on. I think it's a very important point because not many of the people know how important accessibility is for people with disabilities. We have we have 20% of people who have a kind of disability, and up to 57% have more than one disabilities. So I think it's a point we cannot leave this beside. And now, why is PDF accessibility so important? Often it's a legal requirement, but we make also some kind of studies, and last year we tested in Switzerland over 100 websites and also PDF document, and we came to the result that none of those 100 organizations really have accessible PDF documents. So we have more and more accessible web page, but PDF documents there remain inaccessible. But accessible PDF is also very important for search engines and so on, because Google is also kind of blind. It's also a point of to reach your customers, and it shows responsibility. It's a point of marketing also, but mainly it's a point of to make accessible information to all visitors, all people also with disabilities. One point is you have to be able to evaluate something easily if you want to be realized. And so that's one reason why we developed together with Xi Media this PDF accessibility checker. It's a free tool. You can make some 14 checkpoints, and Yeah, it's free. You can download it. And one important thing there, or for me, the biggest advantage is this preview. So you can see the PDF document in a web browser, in a HTML preview. And there you see all the semantical structure, and this is exactly that what a screen reader will tell to a blind person. So here you can see also reading order and so on. I think it's a very good tool to help you to evaluate PDF document.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the next step? We're going to develop a new PDF accessibility checker. We aim to release the new version of PAC, including the new PDF UA compliance check. So therefore we make a crowdfunding, and want to thank I think some of you are in here. I want to thank all of those organizations who make it possible to make this new PDF checker, and we're still on searching for support for the Mac version of this tool. So if you want to make a donation, we will be very glad. And also, I think one important next step is this Access PDF for Word. I think it's a plugin for Word to create accessible PDF out of Word. I think that's a main point to fill this gap between authoring tools and accessible PDF. There will be a public beta on the 10th of April on the website accesspdf.com. So, before we come to the more interesting part, right, just a short conclusion. We have more and more accessible websites, but the PDF remain inaccessible. That's what you can see, I think, mostly everywhere. But PDF accessibility, the information into the inside the PDF is, I think, it's a major problem for many people. And it's not difficult to create a tagged PDF, but to create an accessible PDF, I think there are some problems with existing authoring tools. But I think the main point of the problem of PDF accessibility, it's a lack of awareness. People don't know that PDF also can be accessible. So now we want to make a little bit of awareness rising, and René Jaun, please make this awareness rising. The audience.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome for the 70th time. So I am totally blind, so I am one of the people who basically depends on how well PDF documents are tagged or not. Now I am very excited about the possibility that PDF documents can be, tagged properly. So my screen reader, which I'm going to demonstrate in a few minutes, is actually able to tell me where a heading is or what I can do with a certain form field. I'm going to show you all of that in a moment. I still have the impression, though, you allow me to say that something very fundamentally seems to go wrong with PDF documents, and that's because although we do have the possibility of adding tags, it still seems to be something gigantically difficult to add tags, and proper tags especially, to a PDF document. Why do I come to the conclusion? Well, that's easy. Because out there in the great wild internet, I find about 99% of PDF documents being provided without any tags at all. And this is a misery, I think. So I really do hope that someone, somehow, somewhere is going to change that. And what concerns me is that the tagging of PDF files is still basically, handled independently of creating a PDF file itself. So a publisher has still a very easy option to say, well, I'm just going to make a PDF so it will look good, and they can just skip the tagging process. So I really hope that one day tagging is becoming an essential and not avoidable part of the PDF creation process. So much for my plea. Blind people, you basically don't. Has someone of you not yet seen a blind person work with their computer, except for myself just a few minutes ago, dealing with? Yes. Okay, some of you don't have a clue. Okay, let's start with the basics then. So blind people, they work with normal computers. They have to, because like computers, they open up a very, very great field of professions and of independency. They open up the entire, what we call digital lifestyle, and it's open to us as well. It does not even require so much special adaptations. Those of you who are joining online, they can't see that I'm actually using a very normal computer. I purchased it in a regular shop. I didn't even have to mention that I'm blind. Well, the sales agent noticed, of course, but then that's another story. So what I had to do, and this is the part where it gets interesting, what people usually have to do is they have to install a screen reading software, because as you can guess, I am unable to read the screen when it just gives light normally. So the screen reading software is installed, has to be installed like on Windows system. On other systems such as Apple systems, including the iPhone, by the way, a screen reader is already provided and is actually installed. You just have to activate it, and then you can use the computer. The screen reader does not provide an alternative way to input into the computer. We are using just the regular keyboard, just as all the sighted people are doing around here. My screen reader takes care of the output. It reads the screen, as the name already suggests, and then it outputs it in two possible ways. One way is a piece of hardware. It looks like this. For those who are in this room, it's called a braille display. No, it's not called a braille keyboard. It's a display. It has those little, how shall we call these, like little pins or dots. They are like basically controlled electronically, and they literally show one line or half a line of what's going on my screen. On my screen, for example, right now, I can read that in the top left corner I've got the icon for the Online Bible, followed by EZBCD 2.1, and then we have the Papierkorb, which is Papierkorb, which is the recycle bin. Now, the other way, which I'm going to demonstrate you now, is called the speech output. Like my computer has a speech synthesizer built in, and it basically reads in more or less understandable language what is written on the screen. So the same icons would sound like this. So something so now, for some of you, listening to this might sound somewhat too fast, doesn't it? Or did you understand? Were you able to follow? No. Swiss citizens usually can't, so I have to ask. Maybe you foreigners are much more equipped when it comes. It's like listening to hip-hop, I usually say, because if you listen to a hip-hop song for the 10th time, then you discover, oh, this guy is actually using language. In which sense ever. He's using language. He's just not like babbling along. So I just wanted to make a quick demonstration. When I work privately, yes, I have it switched to that speed, and even more incredible, I still understand what it's actually saying. Now for you out there, I'm going to turn down the speed somewhat. As you already heard, I'm using the JAWS for Windows screen reader, just to place that commercial as well.
Voice submenu key.
So-
Voice adjust leaving menus. Folder view list view. Delete button bulk plus D. Go reminder. Citrix on voice adjustment. Delete button bulk. Language. The text act adjust. Rate 98. Left right slider 52%.
Rate.
42. 32. 22. 12%.
So, you think that works? Let's have another go. Close your eyes.
MP Online Bible.
Huh?
Easy BCD 2.1.
And we've got the
Papaya curve.
papaya curve again. And
Of Adobe Reader X.
that's probably what you all want to hear, right? So, let's check out some PDFs really quick, so you have a demonstration of that as well. Let's start with what is very easy to find. As I already said, it's a bad example. I don't want to, like diss any particular company, but it just happened that frequently I tried to download some user manuals from the Siemens Gigaset website, and so let's just check out one of these.
Menu. Search spelled edit.
Basel PDF. Oh.
Basel PDF.
I've got this folder here.
N. A 31,000 data.
Now let's just check out what is.
A 31,000.
That is German. That's what happens now. When Adobe Reader fires up and then it detects that I am using a screen reader, then it would really like to provide me the best PDF experience ever. When there are tags in a PDF document, then Adobe Reader X thinks, that's awesome, I'll just provide the tags as they are defined in the PDF document. Now, as in 99%, well, let's slow it down to 97%, as in 97% of all PDFs out there, tags are missing. And that's what it tells me. Basically, it says, oh, hello, I discovered that you are running a screen reading software. Now, unfortunately, there aren't any tags. So the problem here is that I don't know in which reading order the document should be read aloud. May I just suggest to try and guess it? And I will say, yes, do your guess.
1951 S300.
Now it's preparing the 30 pages. Page 16, 17, 18 of 30 is being processed.
A 31,000 data 1951 S3.
That's the file name here. So, well, very well.
A 30 S.
Now let's just see how it reads that. We don't gonna make this too long, but let's just see. So it starts with an S.
Graphic Gigaset C47H issued by.
Graphic Gigaset, all in one word, by the way. C47H issued by, all in one word again.
Graphic Gigaset Communications GmbH. Graphic Schlevenborst 66.
That's
C46395 Bachel.
It's reading me the basically the address.
Graphic Gigaset Communications GmbH is a trademark licensee of Siemens AG. Graphic copyright Gigaset Communications.
Now whatever. So here we go. Now, if you are browsing through this document, let's browse somewhat. Let me see here. You can see it's not the easiest thing. It's written in I think it's a German and a Russian version at the same time. So I know I didn't make this too easy, but whatever. You basically discover that there is some kind of structure, right? You see headings. You can browse, and then you say, oh, there is a heading. Let's just start reading there. Can't you?
Yes.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe it's as crappy formatted as for us. So I don't know. But I expected sighted people discover structures here. First steps here. Let's see. Now, for me, the document is just read in one. We usually call this a worm, a one long worm of text, and eventually some links in the table of contents. But it's, for instance, not possible to skip a section and just make my screen reader jump to the next heading.
First steps now number e.g. int2 for internal number 2. The handset is assigned to lowest available internal number 16. If all internal numbers 16 have been assigned, number 6 is overwritten, provided the handset with the internal number 6 is in idle status. Please note, N- automatic registration is not possible when the base
N-, yeah, very
to
good.
register the handset.
I see you're following along. Very good. Yeah, so Let's analyze the structure with my screen reader. It says
No headings.
no headings.
C.
There are tables,
See
obviously.
next.
That's good. At least some structure.
No lists.
No lists.
No headings.
But now if I
No
would like to
headings.
skip back to the previous title,
No headings.
it's just not possible. And this is exactly the type of document where structure and tagging would be important, because this is a long document. I'm studying. I'm a part-time psychology student, and we are working with very extensive books. They are like 300, 400 pages long, and it's just annoying to have 400 pages without any kind of structural information. Get that? So please
31,000.
add tags. What a pleasure, on the other side, is it to actually find a tagged document.
ACCE Doc Basel 2012.
It is possible to find some correctly tagged documents on the internet, especially when they have been, prepared by XY Media and Access for All. Which you can do for a fee, by the way. Just get in touch. So this is one we are very proud of. Let's listen to what my screen reader tells me here.
Heading level 1 clarity.
Did you hear that? It didn't just say clarity. It said actually heading level 1. That's the what it says when the a main heading is being placed.
KPMG Switzerland 2011. Graphic logo KPMG.
We have the graphical thing here.
Heading level 2 contents.
Heading level 2 contents, which is a subheading of the one we just heard. There are still some things I would improve, like
Contents heading level 3.
the next
Contents
heading on
heading.
level 3 is also again called contents, so whatever.
List of 7 items.
List of 7 items. It tells me some structural information.
4 forward. Cutting through complexity. We create clarity. Hubert Ackerman talks about the Etherisk Center, the past fiscal year and the changes on the market. 6 market environment.
Now I can also skip from item to item.
8 cutting through complexity. 20 PFLE. 22 assurance services.
It's awesome. It's lovely. And if I would like to skip the table of contents altogether, I do like this,
Forward heading level 2.
and I'm on the forward.
Heading level 3 cutting through. Heading level 3 complexity. Heading level 3 we create clarity. Do you understand what's going on in the world? The rescue package for the Euro, the Arab Spring, the Fukushima effect. These are just a few of the buzzwords.
And so on and so on. It's awesome, isn't it? I can visualize that as well. I can tell my screen reader, now that it actually finds headings, I can tell it to create a table with all the headings.
Heading list dialog.
It looks like that. It may not seem, it may not look, nice enough, whatever, but or visually attractive, I was going to say, but still it gives you an idea, like the numbers behind each heading. Like here we have a number 3, for instance. That means that it's heading level 3. So it's like the subtitle of the subtitle of the main title. I can also like reduce that. I can only show you the headings on level 2.
For mark cutting people 2.
I can say if I would like to skip to the people section, I can open that again.
Clarity from a personal perspective.
And then I
3.
can skip
Clarity from a
through the
personal-
entire document to that particular place.
Heading level 3, creating clarity as seen by a mother-to-be, work and family, life call for a...
And so on and so on. Do you notice the difference? Well, you do. Yeah, you're not stupid, are you? Well, here we go. So, well, good. Now, even greater it is if we speak about documents. Now, do you have any Americans here? Not?
Be honest.
All right. I'm sorry. Well, they changed that meanwhile. By the way, they stopped using PDF documents for this kind of forms, and I wonder why. But that's a comment. This is one of the visa forms the United States used
Basel, DS1,
to
spouses, DS,
to show me when I wanted to apply for a visa for for a tourist visa into the United States.
last name,
Let's see what happens.
Lesserich Temas
This is again.
2, Lesserich Temas document,
Now first we
Space,
seem
space,
to have an
space.
issue here.
Last lesser.
Ist das immer noch da, das Leserichtung-Zeug?
Nein.
Neat. Okay. Well. Okay. See that it's already starting with not being accessible. My JAWS thinks the this. Oh, sorry. I think you have a screen reader installed. Dialog is still open, but let's still try to fill it out. So last name, I would have to fill in John.
First name method.
René, that works.
Full name method.
Full name, well, probably René Jaun. Who cares?
Clan or tribe method.
I don't have any clan, so let's do it like that.
Spouse's full name method. You.
So
Father's full name method. Mother's full name method.
now let's see what happens next.
Full name and address edit.
Full name of address. Whose full name and address? Here, I don't have a clue whose full name and address I have to enter.
List all countries edit.
This is lovely too. List all countries. All right, here we go. That's a list. Next.
List all countries that issued you a passport.
Seht so schnell.
Menu leaving menu.
Zoomen?
Ja.
Nee, ich kann nicht zoomen. Wie muss man zoomen?
Menu
How do I zoom? Adobe.
Control 2.
Control 2.
Menu bar exit.
Let's see.
Leaving menus.
Schnapp. Better? Lovely.
List all countries edit.
List all countries. Here it gets clear. Check this out.
List all countries that issued you a passport.
Aha. Issued passport. So, see?
Yes checkbox not checked.
Yes.
Checked.
This is yes. Now,
Yes checkbox not checked.
and this
Checked.
is yes as well. Bad example.
Eliminate
There are many of these.
L1 and melding.
Yeah, I know that you don't know any German, but you will still know. Let me show you this one. This is such a stupid
L1 and
example.
melding.
It's really awesome.
L1 L.
This is for people with disabilities, by the way, if they want to apply for financial services. Now, if I was a government, I of course would make sure it's not accessible because. This is gemein. Sorry, Ban. All right. Here is what it says.
Datum Zurichfeld 1 date time edit.
It says
Control 2.
it says date and time. Date and time.
Text 41 edit.
Text 41. Whatever.
Text 1 edit.
Text 1.
Text 2 edit.
Text 2. This is a tagged document. Did you notice there was no warning popping up? So yeah, tags are great, aren't they?
Adobe Reader dialog.
Ah, cool.
Eliminate
So, good. So much to that. Now, let's go back into the blessing. No, I was not able, at least not within like 2 hours or so, to find any correctly tagged PDF form out there. And I so wish there were more of these because I know that forms are important. And you know what's cool these days? In Switzerland we have it's now legal to add digital signatures to documents. So I can't wait for the day where I can actually, you know, fill out my tax declaration and sign it all digitally without having to print out and then ask Marcus, could you please show me where to sign that? It is legally possible. It is not being put into practice, which is sad.
ACCE form Basel 20.
But it could be so easy. Check this out.
Demo E forms Basel ACC.
So, we could make like a race. Who is first to shout Control +2?
Date format DM.
So,
Date.
date.
When. Date format DMVI edit.
23rd.
First name required edit.
First name required. Did you hear that? René.
Last name required edit.
Let's not fill it out.
Microsoft Word checkbox not checked.
Now here, do you see that? Now here we have this issue. It only tells me Microsoft Word. Is that enough? Nay? Yes?
No.
Nay? No? Possibly. We usually say, yeah, it now in this circumstances I would say, yeah, it would be better to add some kind of description it shouldn't be too long, as it will be repeated for every checkbox in this section. But yeah, I would appreciate if I would know. I can of course get the information if I know how. I can make my screen reader like skip backward.
Previous experience. Heading left.
Previous experience.
Microsoft
Oh yeah.
checked.
Then I can check
Adobe
that.
Acrobat Professional checkbox not
The Adobe I don't check here.
Microsoft not checked. Checked. Adobe Web Accessibility. Web
that of
Access.
course.
Basic knowledge in HTML. Basic knowledge.
So
Basic knowledge in PDF checkbox
Nah.
not sex. Female radio button not checked.
now there's a sex, female.
Heading rate.
I would say sex, yes, but they never asked me when designing.
Nation edit combo. Sex, female, one radio heading.
Let's switch this to, and now you see here it tells me the actual question. It asked for sex
Radio button not check sex.
or gender if you're from another English speaking
Check
place.
sex,
So
male, nation edit combo.
nation,
Deutschland, Liechtenstein,
Liechtenstein,
Österreich, Schweiz.
Schweiz. We could also add anything else like whatever, like that.
Half page, nation edit combo. Mexico.
So
Reset form button.
reset,
Print form button. Send form with email button.
ready to send.
Adobe
Schnapp.
Reader dialog. Mindestens ein erforderliches Feld war leader. Full inside.
Okay, mindestens ein erforderliches Feld war leer.
Send form with email.
Yeah, the one, at least one required field has been left empty. Now, this is where Adobe Reader could improve. They could, for example, tell me which forms have been left empty. Yeah, you know, certain web scripts do that, but then, yeah. I mean, René has got a lot of time on his hands, so he wouldn't mind scrolling through the entire form.
Date format. First name required. Edit required. René. First name. Date format. DMI edit. Send form. Print.
Oh, good heavens.
Last name required. Edit.
Uh-huh. So, lovely.
Microsoft Word.
That's it. You want to see some more? Let me show you one more thing. Or do you have questions so far?
Basel. Go to a timer.
I don't have a clue whether my screen reader is supposed to actually read me the questions which are entered online. Probably not. So if you have any questions online, just shout loud enough so we can hear you in Basel. Let me see. Yeah, we've pretty much covered everything. Now let's see, just to give a final demonstration of what Markus already mentioned, this PDF accessibility checker. It's a pretty nice tool, I think, because it allows, even if you are not blind,
Basel PD. Go to Basel
to
PD.
get and to show you somewhat on how PDFs you create look when viewed with a screen reading software.
Open dialog. Elementansic list box. Name N.
We're just gonna view the same documents
PDF
here.
document. Browse button. Alt+B.
Start testing.
Note. Develop report. Foundation. Preview button.
And I'm going to push the preview button.
Mozilla Firefox. Gigas crack lang gigasit checkbox link
So,
the document is not
the
tagged.
document is not tagged. Not that now, as you already saw before, my screen it actually does provide me with some information, but for me it's just fine if we leave it at it's not tagged and therefore not useful.
Gigasit Mozilla Firefox tag Gigasit Mozilla Firefox.
Let me
Download
close that.
tag PDF.
Let's view some other ones here.
More in PDF edit. See note. The report button. Alt+R. P browse button. Alt. Open
Browse.
ACCE form Basel 20.
Let me show you the form,
PDF.
because that is a feature that hasn't been in the software right from the start. So I like that you can actually try out the forms you create and then see what you do to blind people.
Mozilla Firefox. Demo graphic lang.
See?
Display semantics date format.
And you can
edit.
even can you all see that?
Yeah.
You can even fill it out online as well, like that.
First name required edit. Last name required edit.
It doesn't come with the, you know, basically the JavaScript like testing the date format for validity and everything. But still, it's a pretty nice way to try out
Microsoft Word checkbox not checked.
what happens if someone is using a screen reader. It gives you a pretty nice overview, doesn't it? So,
Download complete head. Pack.
yeah, I think we are nearly through. Shall we try another one? Yeah?
Open it.
You love it, don't you?
And
You can download demo versions of this JAWS screen reader, by the way. It's a great way to annoy office companions. There is also another screen reader, it's open source, and they are very glad for donations, by the way. It's called NVDA, Non-Visual Desktop Access. It's the only open source screen reader that's actively being developed for the Windows operating system, so it's well worth being supported. Which one do you want? Shall we do the form or the document here, the GP thingy? Grosse.
ACCE.
Okay.
ACCE form Basel 28.
Alright, let's see here.
PDF document. Browse button.
Oh yeah, exactly. I always forget what to push to start the analysis here, but here we go. Now what you can't see is that my computer is basically burning.
Edit. See note. The report preview button.
So let's see.
Mozilla Firefox. Clarity blank. Clear blank. Checkbox check link blank. Heading level 1 clarity.
Here we are again. Heading level 1 clarity.
Blank. Heading level blank. KPMG Switzerland 2011. Blank. A building. Logo KPMG.
Ja, das heißt Abbildung, Logo KPMG.
Blank. Heading level 2 contents. Blank. Cutting through complexity. Blank. You can only create clarity if you have enough specialist knowledge, experience, established workflows, and the requisite social competence.
And so on.
Contents.
Again, I can skip to some
List of
lettings.
7 items.
We have again the list of 7 items. The heading list, I can bring that up too in here, so it looks
Contents.
pretty much the same.
Bookmark cutting people 2.
So
Clarity.
I can do the
Clarity
exact
from a
same thing.
Blank. Creating clarity as seen by a mother.
And yes, whenever I see this, I really wonder, do we actually need PDFs at all? But I think I'm not here to tell you that.
Blank. Work and family life call for a lot of
So
flexibility.
here we go. Saw that? It really works. It's a nice tool. Get it and check it. The important thing, as Roberto just whispered to me, is it's easy to create like documents with multiple columns, and the difficult part is that we tell the screen reader which reading order is the right one. Shall it just read line by line all the way from the left to the right, or shall it read column by column, first the left one and after that the right one? This is important. If you don't set that right, it creates an incredible, it creates a hell of a chaos when read with a screen reader. Yeah, I think we are pretty much through there, aren't we?
So can I ask a question for that last document?
Certainly.
There were obviously still a few bits left where it wasn't compliant, although I think it was one of your sort of demo documents. Where were the bits, or which were the bits which didn't get a green tick? You know, your last document.
Download complete.
Let's
Back.
Scored very
PDF.
well, but it still had a few. What are the
Sufficient
remaining ones there?
contrast for text and logical reading order.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
The logical reading order is probably is something that has been placed there as a warning. PDF accessibility checker can only suggest it may have something going on which is wrong. As for the contrast,
Another warning, yeah.
And the contrast, another warning. That's a part of the provider of the PDF document. So if you have white text and the background image or something like that, there are some warnings there. You have to check it manually. Is the contrast there enough? So there are points you cannot automatically check. So
And this is exactly where this preview comes in. It's not only just to simulate how is René going to see that, but also what am I providing and is this warning correct or not. We cannot make PDF accessibility checker not issue the warning because it seems to suspect something. But then it's up to the publisher to double check and see, yeah, that's pretty alright. And this picture, well, it just doesn't have contrast ratio which is acceptable and whatever.
I have one more question.
Yep.
There is a read out loud feature inside Reader. So do you ever use that at all as a blind person, or
No.
do you just read out loud with JAWS or with NVIDIA?
I'm always using my screen reader and its navigational functions, because as you may have experimented with this read out loud feature, and its functionality is just pretty poor. It just basically comes with a play and a pause button, and it's also using the standard speech synthesizer built into Windows, which is English even in German versions of Windows. So it's not possible to understand anything if you try to read a German document.
Unless you switch the language and install a German voice.
Then it could be understood. But then still the navigational features are missing. So I'm not seeing anything at all. I need a software which provides me with the possibility to quickly search for such things as headings, tables, or lists. And as I already have a screen reader installed, well, I'm just using that. This read out loud feature, nevertheless, is something important. It's for people who have how is it called in English? Dyslexia? Is that possible? Dyslexia. All right. Well, who have difficulties when it comes to especially reading longer texts using their eyes. Then they are very glad that Adobe comes with a feature that allows them to, read 1 or 2 sections out loud, paragraphs out loud. But it's nothing that could replace a screen reader.
Okay.
They don't need to either. I'm better off with them making sure that their readers, their reading products, they have a good interface where they allow screen reading technologies to hook in and provide us the access we actually need. That has to be done, for example, still on the iPhone. iPhone is able to read PDF documents, and it sometimes even announces structural information, but it is very, very hard, or no, it's impossible at the moment to actually find a certain heading or skip from heading to heading using the iPhone screen reader. This is something that still has to work. I still prefer HTML content over PDF when it comes to the iPhone.
Any other questions?
Do we see if someone brought one in online? Maybe you can take a look here.
How important is it to you that the heading levels be correct in the document, that they follow in sequence H1, H2, H3, and that's strictly maintained in the document?
This is basically a twofold question. I need to know that the highest heading level, that heading levels represent the hierarchy of the headings. So as long as a subtitle is not on the same level as the main title, I'm perfectly fine. Now I personally don't mind, heading levels being skipped over. If I can make your day somewhat better with that, then well, just go ahead and make the main title on heading level 1 and place the subtitle on heading level 3.
I'm thinking of the case you mentioned earlier of like 300 and 400 page documents, which might have hundreds of heading levels, right, throughout the whole document.
Yeah.
1,000-page document. And in that event, would you find it useful to, for example, navigate from H2 to H2 to H2, and then if you were able to rely on the fact that H3s only occurred within an H2?
Oh yeah, that would of course be my preferred method.
Okay.
Certainly.
Thank you.
So Markus and René will be around, so please feel free to...
Thanks a lot.
just do a 3-minute break to switch